Today I'm going to go ahead and forge out probably what has been the best seller at my Etsy store, and it's just going to be a simple over the door style hook, hang up a towel or a coat or this, that, and the other. So actually starting with two pieces of leaf spring. These are about 1 1/4 inch wide by 1/4 inch thick. They are tapered, so that's going to save me some banging on the other side. I did knock the corners off to go ahead and make the forging faster, so I don't have to hammer them down. But yep, go ahead and get these in the forge, get them hot, get started. I'm just using leaf spring because it's what I have on hand. Ideally, you just want to use mild steel. It's going to be a little bit harder to move, but I'm used to moving it, so it'll be all right. But yeah, ideally, you probably want to start off with some mild steel. It'd make your forging go a lot easier. But this is what I have. This is what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so in that first seam, I just kind of took a mark. We're gonna isolate some material up in the front. So I got a lot of thickness here. I need to draw this out longer. These hooks use quite a bit of material. On both ends, for the hook portion and for the hanger portion. So I'm gonna have to draw this out, thin it down. All right, so I'm still thinning this out, drawing it longer. Alright, so just going to be more of that. And then we're going to focus on up here before we come up the shank here. Alright, so I'm going for a long taper. First, I'm going to come back and concentrate on the end here before I get too carried away. So I'm just going to kind of round this up. I'm just using my rounder to spread it in all directions. Now at this point, if you want to get fancy, make this into a flower. This is an opportunity to do that. The weird thing about these hooks is it seems like the more basic they are, the better they sell. And seems to eliminate any kind of snag hazard. That was a very important request from one of my customers. Was they wanted a hook that wouldn't point or poke through material, leave creases, and most importantly wouldn't snag. So you can make them fancy, put some fancy scrolls and all that good stuff on it, but first and foremost, it has to be functional. Okay, so I am thinning this down. At the same time, I'm kind of shaping it. I'm using the side of the anvil in the opposing corner to do that. Pretty much just going for a round effect here. Right now, this is all rounding hammer, so. Alright, so I'm going to call this done. I took these over to the belt sander after forging. I cleaned up all the sharp edges, shaped up the dome here a little bit nicer, put it on the power brush, 8-inch wire wheel that's on my, my belt grinder over there. Got it all cleaned up, put them back in the forge, heated them up, and treated them with beeswax. So yeah, this is something that I came up with the cooperation of someone who wanted some hooks that wouldn't snag, poke through, or mess up anything to hang on them. So it's kind of what we came up with. The customer was pleased with what I sent her, and I've sold similar hooks, maybe not quite so round, but more scalloped. These kind of seem to go the best because you know, the fine scrolls and the points and all that, you know, like I said, it'll poke through whatever you hang on it. So last thing you want to do is damage a customer's clothes, towels, linens, whatever they're hanging on it, because yeah, they're going to be a little bit irritated by that. But yeah, these are pretty good sellers. Someone who has a plasma cutter or something like that could probably come up with some sort of pattern where they could just cut a bunch of these out, and it would save a lot of forging time. But I did forge these from 1 1/4 by 1/4 inch thick stock, so it gave me enough material to bring this out really nice and far. But if this was on a piece of sheet metal where you could cut that out, you wouldn't need all that extra thickness that you'd have to forge down to get all this material out here in the front to make this. So with that, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. And thank you guys for stopping by. Look for these on the store. I do price these kind of modestly, so they do go pretty quick. I did a little bit of chisel work in here. One turned out better than the other. This one over here is just kind of a little bit off, but hey, you know, it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and roll with it. It doesn't have to be perfect, so, but they do look pretty good. So I'm going to give you some close-ups, get some pictures of these on the door in the house, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.